Omni-Man, Majin Buu, Madara Uchiha, Uncle Ruckus, Broly, John Moran. What do these names have in common? They are all among the biggest menaces to ever menace in all of fiction. Well, John Moran is a real person, but you get my point. I have decided to start making videos on the biggest menaces in all of fiction. To start the series off, we will be talking about the menace of all menaces, Kenpachi Zaraki. This video will contain Bleach spoilers. You have been warned. Proceed with caution. If you're looking for something less spoily, check out my last video. Very nice. And while you're at it, like and subscribe. It really helps me. Now, who is this Kenpachi Zaraki I speak of? Kenpachi Zaraki is the captain of Squad 11, the most battle-oriented squad among the Gotei 13, and the 11th Kenpachi. But Orange, what's a let me get there. Kenpachi is not a name assigned at birth. It's a name that you attain by defeating the strongest Soul Reaper. And that's exactly what a Kenpachi is. The strongest Soul Reaper. Holding this title makes you the undisputed GOAT. Until obviously someone comes along the way and disputes your title. So how did the current Kenpachi get his title then? It all started when he was a Florida chit. Kenpachi grew up in the Zaraki district, the 80th district of North Rakangai. For you casuals, the Zaraki district is the United States equivalent of Chirac. You do not want to wander these streets late at night. While you were snuggling with your blankie, sleeping peacefully under your roof at night, these people were homeless, fighting for their dear life, starving outside. You sit down and cry and complain that your mommy couldn't pay the heat bill and your house is cold. Kenpachi had no mommy. Kenpachi had no house. Kenpachi had no name. Oh my god, how broke you have to be? No name. He may be named Kenpachi Zaraki, but that does not make him important. Honestly, bro just chose his last name to be Zaraki because he knew nothing else other than the streets. Bro was just running around and was like, you know what? I'm gonna refer to myself as the street. Also, a side note, we did state that Kenpachi is not a name you give to yourself or assign at birth or whatever, but Kenpachi doesn't care. He's Kenpachi. He did it anyway. This at the moment nameless kid got by how everybody else did, scavenging the loot off their dead victims' corpses. Kenpachi would always walk around with this unpolished, rusted, ghetto-ass sword that he probably found off the ground, some dead man's loot. Also, this is unknown to him, but the sword that he picked up turns out to be an Asauchi, which is pretty much just a blank Zanpakuto. If you don't know how Zanpakutos work, that's an entirely different topic. Oh my god, Zanpakutos are so fire. The entire Bleach power system is so fire. Maybe I should do a video on that. Like and subscribe to stay tuned, yeah. As a kid, Kenpachi had already gotten to a point with his strength that he was just bored of fighting. There was really nobody that can really put up a fight against him or, you know, fight him. This would stay the case up until the point where he encounters and crosses blades with Captain Unohana. I do not see enough love for Unohana, bro. She's so fire. I love her. I want to marry her. Guys, it's a joke. I'm not in love with 2D characters, I swear. Please don't bully me. I just want to make something very clear, by the way. This is a 10-year-old nameless kid we're talking about. Even if it's a soul kid and not a human kid or whatever, this is a 10-year-old nameless kid swapping blades with Captain Unohana. What I am about to say is super spoily, so if you do care and for whatever reason are watching this video, skip to the timestamp on the screen. The entire title of Kenpachi comes from Unohana, bro. She is the OG Kenpachi. The first Kenpachi. I'm not even kidding. She was Kenpachi while fighting this 10-year-old kid. And she decided to step down because she found this 10-year-old kid, bro. She found this 10-year-old kid, ran the fade with him, and said, nah, I am not no Kenpachi. What? Bro, this is so Soul Reapers and especially captains have thousands and thousands of years of experience. This is a 10-year-old nameless kid. I just want to make sure you guys are understanding. Okay, so obviously, Kenpachi does not win this fight. Unohana wins. It was a crazy fight, by the way. Oh my god. Unohana spares Kenpachi, and Kenpachi goes on about his life. By going on with his life, I mean Kenpachi proceeded to have wet dreams about this fight every single night. Something else happened to Kenpachi after this fight. He realized that if he was to finish the fight at any point, that would be it for his fun. And subconsciously, because of this realization, he began to suppress his own power. And I'm not even talking about holding back his strength or anything. He began subconsciously holding back his spiritual pressure. For those of you who don't know, spiritual pressure is pretty much aura that you can control. And this is a crazy feat, especially for a 10-year-old. In simple terms, he's suppressing his strength just so he can keep having fun. This motherfucker motherfucker does not do this for survival, bro. He does this purely for the love of the game. Some time passes after this battle, and we find Kenpachi over in District 79 looking at a bunch of corpses. And in the middle of the corpses, there's this pink-haired girl just sitting there. Not even menacingly, just nonchalantly, bro. She's just chilling for real. He's like, what, 3 years old? Just chilling for real. Kenpachi approaches this little girl, and this piques his interest because, no, he's not a pedo. Don't even say that about my goat. This little girl is just chilling here, so nonchalantly smiling, and she, hey, yo, little girl, what's your name? I don't have a name. God damn, you must be broke as fuck. I'ma call you Yachiru, which is deep as fuck, by the way, because Yachiru is Unohana's name, and Unohana is the only woman he ever admires, only person he ever admires, actually. So deep. Mister, what's your name? And right then and there is when he named himself Kenpachi Zaraki. Orange, you still haven't told us how he became Kenpachi. Shh. Let me get there. So yeah, this little girl gets on Kenpachi's shoulder and they start adventuring together from then on. They never separate from there. I swear to God. They're like always together. Almost. Always. The Kenny and Yachiru duo is so iconic, bro. I love them, bro. Spontaneously, one beautiful day, Kenpachi woke up and decided it was time to walk into the Serate. He walked into that bitch with Yachiru on his back and declared a battle with the current Kenpachi. And he won! That's that! That's how he became Kenpachi. He also became the captain of Squad 11 by doing this. And normally, to become a captain, to become a Soul Reaper even, you have to go to a Soul Reaper Academy. Kenpachi ain't have to do none of that shit, bro. No Soul Reaper Academy, no exams, no training, none of that. As soon as he pulled up, bro was a captain. They saw his strength, they were like, yeah, we need this guy on our side. Immediately. No question about it. Matter of fact, Captain Yamamoto, when Kenpachi joined the Gote 13, he wanted to personally train Kenpachi, bro. He was like, yo, imagine if this guy was trained, he'd be fucking unstoppable, holy shit. So he starts training him, and then the Central 46 says, fuck no, we are not allowing this. We forbid this. This motherfucker would be unstoppable. So if he switches sides, we would get cooked single-handedly. Every single one of us by this guy. On top of this, Aizen, throughout the series, has been plotting, and his plan to deal with Kenpachi was just to not deal with Kenpachi. Just avoid Kenpachi at all costs. Yeah, that's how this guy felt about Kenpachi on the screen right here. Hey, yo, bro, look at the screen. Yo, bro, look at the screen. Yo, bro, look at the screen. Hey, yo, bro, look at the screen. So we went over Kenpachi's backstory and how he got to his role today as the biggest menace in all of Bleach. We now shift perspectives to Ichigo's POV when he meets Kenny. Their first interaction takes place in the Soul Society arc, where Ichigo and his friends are trying to save Rukia from her execution. Ichigo and two of his homies are rushing to find Rukia when all of a sudden they run into Saitama. Ikaku, I'm sorry, wrong anime. My bad. At first, Baldi's Basics was running Ichigo's fade, but of course, Ichigo was able to figure him out and surpass him. In other words, bro was bunt. After folding him, Ichigo sits down and starts pressing him for directions. Bro actually starts answering him. Imagine getting your ass beat and then the person who beat your ass sits down next to you, just starts asking you for directions and you actually give it to them. Damn, bro, that could never be me. Me personally, I would never let that slide. I would just have to get up. Like, what are you doing? Why are you down? Get up. After yapping his ass off about the directions for Ichigo, he decides to tell him to avoid his captain at all costs. Starts glazing the ever-living shit out of Kenpachi. I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing the exact same thing right now. Damn. Ikaku starts reminiscing about the time he tried to run Kenpachi's fade, and when he got smoked, he was begging Kenpachi to finish him. But word for word, bar for bar, this is what Kenpachi said to him. If you love battle, why are you screaming for death? Only admit defeat after death. When you survive, consider yourself lucky, and only think about killing the man who failed to kill you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot there's some big niggas in here.
Kenpachi is so tough. Oh my. Anyway, I said that he's with his friends, but I lied. Ichigo was by himself. But then he ran away, and then he reunited with his friends. So now he's with his friends. And would you guess who else he runs into? Yeah, it's Kenpachi. Before they can even lay eyes on Kenpachi, Ichigo's friends are already paralyzed, and Ichigo is stunned by this insane body odor. Oh my god, my boy Kenpachi needs to shout. It's not body odor, it's actually his spiritual pressure. Bro, his spiritual pressure is doing this to people? What the fuck? We hear a bell ring, and then Kenpachi asks Ichigo how long he's gonna stand there. Ichigo turns around and Kenpachi's standing there, menacingly. This is where Yachiru pops off Kenny's back, and looking back now, Ichigo was really onto something.
Hey, twerp with the pink hair.
Huh?
Who are you? Or maybe I should ask, what are you?
My name is Yachiru Kusajishi. I'm also known as the lieutenant of the 11th Squad. It's nice of you to ask. Thanks.
A lieutenant? The same rank as Renji? But I didn't even sense her presence.
But what isn't she known as? Anyway, we need to log in. Kenpachi decides to let Ichigo get the first strike in, and Ichigo responds with, "You want me to strike an unarmed man? I can't do that. That's some punk shit. That ain't me, twin. Pick up your sword, twin." Ichigo does not know who he's calling twin. This man is mentally deranged. This is not his twin. This is my twin. Orange, are you sure he's mentally deranged? Listen to how he responded to Ichigo.
It's a question of kill or be killed. Really, what better way can you think of to spend one's days? You can go for my throat, or for my gut. Take out my eyeball if you want. Or if you're lucky, you might kill me with a single strike. Just quit your quivering and attack!
Bro, this man is so sick, bro. Realizing this, Ichigo goes ahead and takes the first hit, which does absolutely nothing. It doesn't even scratch Kenpachi. Actually, it scratched Ichigo. Ichigo is so fried, bro. Kenny and Lieutenant Yachiru start to explain to Ichigo that he's not shit. This is because Kenpachi's spiritual pressure is so immense and powerful that Ichigo's spiritual pressure cannot do anything to it. It's straight up useless against him. In dummy terms, bro has so much aura that the main character can't even do anything to him. My god, Ichigo is god! This is where Ichigo's story should have ended at this point, because Kenpachi should have won this fight. But this is a main character we're talking about. You guys didn't really think that Ichigo was cooked, did you? Ichigo starts to get stronger as through this fight he's building a relationship with his Zanpakuto, something that Kenpachi completely lacks because he calls that being a bitch. Kenpachi does not rock with anything that is not his own strength. Kenpachi is natty as fuck. Ichigo eventually slices Kenny, but that doesn't matter. He's still getting slammed around like a gorilla versus a normal person. This is honestly what it would look like if there were no weight classes in the UFC. Bro is doing this all while subconsciously suppressing himself on top of consciously suppressing himself with that eye patch that he's wearing, which gobbles up his spiritual pressure, and he's wearing bells to let Ichigo know where he's at all times. Oh my god, he's cooking! The fight goes on, and eventually Ichigo puts his full faith in his blade Zangetsu, which gets him the win. Plot armor, I mean, Zanpakuto logic, I can explain that to you guys, I swear. Ichigo doesn't even really win the fight, for real, I'm not gonna lie. They both stalemate, they both pass out. Ichigo passes out first, if anything. It's just that Kenpachi's such a dog that as soon as he feels that he's about to pass out, he's like, "You dummy, you fucking won," and then passes out right next to Ichigo. Bro was the last one standing. Why is he saying that he lost, bro? He really won that. Anyway, let's listen to what Yachiru had to say to Ichigo.
Thank you so much. Kenny had a great time fighting you, Ichi. It's been a very long time since I've seen Kenny have so much fun. I really appreciate it. Here we go. Hey, listen. Try to stay alive, okay? That way, maybe you'll get to play with Kenny again someday. Goodbye.
Me or Yachiru in my life, man. So supportive of Kenny's chaotic and violent tendencies. But everyone in real life is just like, act normal. Don't do anything that's disrespectful or unmannerly. Get out of here, bro. Just kidding. I'm a normal civilian who would never ever step out of line. Anyways, we're gonna cut it short here. Kenpachi does indulge in a lot more devious actions throughout the story. If you guys do want to see that, let me know by liking the video. And you can also subscribe and hit the noti bell while you're at it so you can stay up to date with my posts and content. If you won't have any characters you want me to make a video on for this series or any kind of series, you can drop your suggestions down in the comments below. I greatly appreciate suggestions. I'm very open-minded to anything. I'm down to make anything. I honestly have a lot of fun making these videos. It's the only time I really get to talk. I don't have friends. Or I don't know, talk about anything down there. I don't really care. Freedom of speech or something. Yeah, bye.
She bringing her friends to the telly. Bottles and bitches, we make shit get heavy. I don't know her, but she gonna text me. She doing a lot, man. I think that she friendly. With a friend, I think her name Lexi. You don't even know me, so how am I messing? B&B, I might slide in a Rennie. Smoochie's drunk off the licks at the deli. All alone, not a soul gonna text me. If you hate, you can stay with a recipe. Ain't no place where I'm at, so don't test me. Got some love for the hood, but it tempt me.